Now, I'm being serious for a second. I know it's not easy for you, but do you believe a truck driver has the right to defend him or herself?
Well, yeah. I mean, I was in the military. Of course, I'm pro-gun.
You know, with all that, I mean, I seen this little.
Even though I can't carry one.
Right, exactly. You're not a carrier.
I can't be. No, I can't vote either.
He is a carrier. But anyways, so check it out. I seen this little show the other day. A couple people doing some trucker show.
Mm-hmm.
I won't make the comment on them. They're trying. Anyway, so one guy is like, he 100% believes that truckers should not be able to have a gun in a commercial vehicle. But what I'm talking about, any truck driver, man or woman, out there in their life trying to make a living, and all of a sudden they're, let's say, parked somewhere. Because it's no secret that over-the-road truckers have to park and sleep in their truck. 99% of us that were out there on the road or are out there, we pull into sometimes not so safe places. I myself, Mr. Acid, have slept under the BQE. Do you know what the BQE is?
Is it like the DQ?
No, it's not Dairy Queen. The BQE stands for Brooklyn Queens Expressway.
Oh, that's probably not a good place to park.
Right. You go over the Verrazano Bridge, and then you get off on one of those exits. And I've slept under there.
Were you packing?
I was not packing. I just wasn't. In fact, it was back in the day when everybody thought it was illegal to carry a firearm.
Well, I don't think you can carry one in New York. I don't think you're allowed to.
Well, and that's true too. And that's probably a good, and actually you're really right about that. Now, and this is what I'm getting at. The laws almost should be the same for everybody everywhere. If I was elected president of the United States of America, that's one of the things I would really try to change. First off, there should be one age for everything that's considered adult. Would you not agree with that? Let's start there.
Yeah, drinking, carrying guns, voting, all that crap. Yeah.
Right. You first off, I think you can
Sex.
be 17. How old do you have to be to have sex?
18.
18. Okay, there you go. Anybody under 18, you guys are in trouble. But anyway, so check this out. You've got to be 18 to vote.
Right.
You got to be 18 to sign yourself into the military, but your family can sign you in at 17, I think.
That's correct.
You got to be 21 to drink an alcoholic beverage.
Not in every state.
No, they're all 21 now. There were some that were 18. I don't think there's any that are under 21.
Oh, because I grew up in Pennsylvania. We used to drive to Ohio and West Virginia to drink.
West Virginia, they don't even have an age limit there. But the rest of the country is all 21. But I'm serious. New Jersey used to be 18. And Vermont was 18 when I lived in New Hampshire. We'd go, obviously, I lived right on the border, and I was 18. So, where we went to St. Johnsbury, Vermont, and went to the clubs.
Is it 18 for guns everywhere, or is it 21 anywhere?
It's 21 to have a carry permit, okay? And then the rules change, okay? And they should. Okay, but let me just say this. I think there should be a universal, at least a United States age limit that says when I'm an adult, I'm entitled to my adult rights. I could drink a beer. I can go in the service. I can vote. I can do all that. Or at 18, okay, I can drink a beer. I can vote. I can go in the service and die for my country. All this stuff. And that's one of the things that gets me is the fact that a truck driver, or not a truck driver, but a man or a woman can go into the service and take a bullet in the head for their country, but they can't legally have a beer. It's kind of stupid. Would you not agree? I'm allowed to get shot for you, but I can't drink a beer with you.
You know what the funny thing is about that? If you're in the military and you're on a military base, no matter where it is, it's 18. So if you're in a state where, well, it used to be that way. I don't know if it's still the way.
I don't think it is, Acid. I think it's 21.
Well, but, I retired a million years ago.
But anyway, and I don't want to get too far off the track, but this really goes hand in hand with everything we're talking about, because we're in such a screwed up, I don't want to say a screwed up country, because I wouldn't want to live in another country. I love my country, but we're in such a screwed up society that, we've got different rules for different things. And we say you're mature enough to do this, but you're not mature enough to do that. I would say if you're mature enough to do one of those adult things, you should be mature enough to do them all. What do you think?
Oh, yeah. I mean, if you can drive an 18-wheeler, you should be able to pack. Second Amendment.
Okay, so now we go to the gun law. You got to be 21 to carry a gun. Now, of course, they run criminal backgrounds and obviously felons. And you would know that, Acid. I mean, let's be honest. We joke around that you're a felon, but you really are. You're a convicted felon.
That's correct.
You cannot own a gun. In fact, you can't even.
Proud of it too.
Would I be wrong in stating you can't even have a gun in your house? Like your wife can't own one and have it in the house because you're a felon.
That's correct. Now I can have a compound bow, but I can't have a crossbow. I can have a slingshot too.
Slingshot. Johnny Acid and his slingshot. But so it's a little messed up. And don't get me wrong, I believe that you get a guy with a bribery felony or a guy with a withholding evidence felony versus a guy that is an armed rob felon or a murderer. I mean, I would almost think that should be maybe looked at in a way that, okay, the guy with the armed robbery, we might not want him having a gun, but the guy that, maybe forged a check and got a felony over it, he can't own a gun, right? Is that correct?
That's correct.
Felony's a felony.
I could actually petition to get my gun rights back because of, what I got charged for. But honestly, I'm just too lazy.
So we go back to this deal that I seen the other day, this show on truckers. And this guy saying he does not believe that truck drivers should be allowed to carry. Now, I will tell you, thank God.
He's an idiot.
I would agree with you. Thank God, though, that we are allowed to. There's nothing in the law at all that says we cannot have a gun in our trucks. I'm telling you, there is nothing in.
Well, hold on. I have a question about that.
Go ahead.
Can a trucker carry a gun in any state? Because some states are.
No, that's now you see. First off, let's start with the federal law.
Right. There's
no federal law because really truck drivers are federally mandated because we cross state lines. Anytime anything crosses state lines, it becomes federal. And so we cross state lines, so we're regulated by the feds.
Right.
Okay, the Department of Transportation, all that stuff. And literally, we have, I think it's like 38 states that pretty much recognize, and it could be 35, it could be 42. There's a big number. In fact, you'd be better off naming the states that don't recognize it. Of course, it's states like Massachusetts, Maryland, Illinois.
Go figure. New York.
Right. I think New York, it's the city you can't go in.
Right.
But anyways, there's certain states that say you cannot carry a loaded weapon through our state. A concealed carry or walk around with a sidearm. There's like a couple states now.
That's a real problem for a trucker because what if he's delivering a load somewhere that he can't bring the gun? I mean, it's like, what do you do? Leave it at the state line?
No, what you do is, and we have the law. Actually, we have it posted on TalkCDL. And what you have to do is there's a couple things they recommend putting like the gun in a lockbox and the ammo has to be out of reach. You can't be able to grab both at the same time. They got to be far enough apart. It's the rules.
Yeah, that makes it real easy to defend yourself. Hold on there for a second. I have to load my gun. Well, yeah, that's really smart.
Well, it is what it is. These are state rules, and that's why I believe there should be a federal law, which maybe I shouldn't say federal law, just an agreement across the board that if you can pass a background check, you should be able to carry your gun. Should not be able to carry in the same way you do, sir. If you want to throw your gun in your holster or in your pants, if you have a carry license, and drive down to the local supermarket and be protected in case something happened. You don't believe a trucker has that same right. I don't understand that argument in any way, Acid. It's kind of got me really ticked off that this guy even made this statement. Actually,
Asinine.
It was asinine. I mean, it's like him and two other guys and some chick on a panel just sitting around talking about trucking things. And to be honest with you, I mean, they're almost like TalkCDL wannabes. You know, I'm not trying to put them down or anything like that. But, to even make a statement like that, did you get around before the show and say, we need somebody to be controversial, so one of you guys have to disagree with us so we can argue? Because in all honesty, if you really know trucking, and this guy's supposedly a trucker, an ex-trucker, whatever, if you know trucking and you don't believe your brothers and sister truckers deserve to be protected just like you do sitting at your home going to the local grocery store, something's wrong with you. What? Why would our rights be any different than the guy down the street if we're all legal to carry? The hell does it matter? Why is there even a debate? Why are we even talking about it? I'm telling you, there's nothing out there that says you can't carry. Here's the problem you got.
That guy's got a dress on. He probably watches The View.
There you go, man. Now you're going to have people that like The View.
I don't care. Yeah, there's a lot of truckers. I'm sure there's a lot of you guys out there that tune into The View every day rather than our show, right?
Do you think that you'll get some hate mail, Johnny Acid?
If I don't, I'll be disappointed.
So, all right. So trucking or truck drivers, 100%. I mean, you could tell our opinion here. A truck driver is no different. We all need the same rules, the same regulations. But here's where we get the hurdles, Mr. Acid. Number one, like you said, isn't there X amount of states? Well, you also have to know your laws. Ignorance is not bliss. You cannot plead ignorance in the eyes of the law. They will still throw your ass in jail if you get caught in a state that says you cannot be packing.
True.
It's very true. Like, for example, Connecticut. Those boys don't play around up there. I'm not kidding you. Maryland, I think one of the Carolinas, Massachusetts, Illinois. Like you said, New York City. You pull into one of those states and have a loaded handgun in your truck. I'm telling you, those guys, they sit around getting all excited in their cars alone at night. Those state cops. And look, I like cops. I've got cops in my family. But I could just picture those hard-nosed cops with the mirrored sunglasses. You know, the ones that let the 10 and 14 mile an hour speeders go by. You're just waiting for them big tickets.
Well, in all fairness, if you have a problem, all you have to do is call the cops. They'll be there within 30 seconds. We know that the response time with the cops is pretty good.
Look, I'm not here to pick on cops,
you know what I mean?
because look, I support law enforcement.
By the time they get there, they'll be scraping your corpse out of the truck.
And that's why you're a felon and I'm not, Acid. I support our local law enforcement, but I don't support the ones that are hard-nosed that want to act like a-holes. And I'm telling you, you go into one of those hard-ass states, guarantee you, there's certain things that they love. They love to get their name written on there. I guarantee you, somebody that just did 25, 30 over, man, they love to write that ticket, okay? Maybe a couple pounds of cocaine. They love that. And I'm going to tell you something else, Acid. They love
to pull truckers over.
They love it when somebody gets pulled over and there's an illegal firearm loaded in that car. I'm telling you, you're going to jail.
Best thing you can do, just to play it safe, is to grab it while he's coming up to the truck, just so you can show it to him.
Yes.
So that he won't think that you're trying to do anything. I would put it up to the window and say, look, this is what I have. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to do anything with this, but I just wanted to show you that I absolutely have a loaded handgun in my truck right now. Or
you can stick it under your seat, and when you see him coming up, dive under the seat and reach for it really fast. And,
that's a great idea.
And they, you'll be going places.
If you survive that, I'll give you the name of my old celly.
No, and this is very true, though.
Move right in with them.
We make light of things here on TalkCDL, obviously, but I am in no way